Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about Fear the Walking Dead, Season 2, Episode 7, titled Shiva. Now, this is the mid-season finale, and AMC is going to take a break for a couple months, and they're going to return with Fear the Walking Dead in August, and then lead into the 7th season of the original show, The Walking Dead. Now, that I'm very excited for. I don't agree with the break necessarily. I feel like they could have just rode this out up until the Comic-Con trailer coming in July, and then, use that hype to get us through. It doesn't matter. No sense complaining about it now. I do want to ask you guys for one thing. Any information at all if you notice something about them not playing the intro music? This is the second time that I've noticed it. I have to admit, the first time it felt like they simply forgot. It did feel out of place, but this one, it felt in place, like they were riding that soft music. So I'm wondering, is there a pattern or what? Check that out again and let me know what you think's going on there. Now, for a rating, I'm going to have to rate this episode a mid-good. Let's start this off with Strand and Madison. I'm liking their friendship here. I like how Madison calls Strand her friend. Strand's like, oh, it's just a word. Later on, we see Strand essentially saving her life. Well, saving an ass whooping, saving her life. I feel like they would have killed her if they got to her. But she's having a moment with Nick and he pulls her away, drags her into the truck. I think that was a good thing. Now, it's a good thing that Strand is gay also, because that helps us in the fandom against all the shippers that we're going to say, well, since Travis is out of here, Strand is in here, maybe they're going to get together. I do like how they shifted Travis's story out, and then they have this opportunity to build on Strand and Madison's relationship, the friendship, I should say, and that is awesome. Let's talk about Travis quick. So Travis is out hunting down Chris. Now he finds him in a surprising place, a surprising way. I didn't see that coming. I thought they would drag it out a little more. I thought it would be a little more involved. Now he is running on rocks and broken stuff, I guess. He cuts his feet, so he's hurting, and he coincidentally shacks up in a place where his son is at. So he gets his son, tackles him a little bit. Chris almost kills him. I don't know if he was trying to just rage out and wasn't thinking. He wasn't intentionally trying to kill his dad, or maybe he was just trying to cut him a little bit to get him away, and he can get away. Anyway, Travis decides he's going to leave with Chris and not come back, which I understand that from a parent's standpoint. If you want to heal your son and help him, you can't bring him to a place where everyone's going to look at him like the monster. But in the same strength, it feels like he has an obligation, or some loyalty to Madison, and I get it. Travis doesn't know about Strand making the place unsafe for them right now. I get that, and I get he doesn't know about Daniel losing his shit, so he feels like, or at least in his mind, Madison and them are safe back at the compound. They're as safe as they're ever going to be in this world. And I get that, I understand that, but I still feel kind of like Travis is a little bit of a dick, He's just like, okay, whatever. I feel like he could have at least sent Nick back with a message, or at least made a plan B, been like, listen, you know what, whoop-de-whoop. Maybe even came back and been like, listen, Maddie, I know this sucks, but I need to take care of him, come back. I just feel like they could have done something else, and I'm hoping this isn't just a little plot device to separate them for the moment and bring them back. Now, the showrunner did say they're going to have to earn that reunion, and I feel like there is potential to have a reunion happen in some exciting ways, so I'm looking forward to some of the reunions coming up. Now, speaking of Nick, so Nick kept his loyalty to Travis, and he lied to his mother. Now, Nick's character and his development along the whole way here has been very cool. I really dig this character. I like how ballsy he is, confident he is. A little overconfident, I feel like, because the moment he's like, I'm not gonna die, Mom, I'm like, oh, shit, why'd you say that? That's what people say before they die, You don't know what show you're in, kid. But anyway, so Nick goes out and he gets Luis, brings him back, and he makes the deal with Celia. Now, I thought that was all epic. However, the relationship he's building with Celia is something that I don't know if I enjoy just yet. I feel like Nick's character has something so cool going on, and then he kind of adopting some of her beliefs, kind of, sort of, feels like, I don't know if I like that. I understand that from the viewpoint of this is coming from a person who walks with the walkers, so he's more likely to understand that they are alive, or maybe this is the next step. I get it, the next step in death, whatever. I get that, so I'm going to see how it plays out before I go shitting on it. Now, Celia. I think the actress did a terrific job. Every time she was on screen, I cannot pinpoint a weak moment she had at all. Now, her and Madison's conversation was awesome because Madison, when the camera lingers on Madison, you get this feeling that Madison made up her mind. Before they even went near the cage, she made up her mind, I gotta do something to get rid of this bitch. I feel like she's playing Celia, where she's like, I want to understand. And I think that's something so subtle she does as an actress, and even in the storytelling, where it's like, okay, you know what? She's showing the character one thing, but to us as we're watching it, we know she's full of shit right now. She's just trying to make friends with her enemy so she can get close enough. You see what I mean? And lucky for her, it didn't take long. Celia takes her down, and this is where I think one of my biggest gripes appears in this mid-season finale, because I feel like they had such an amazing scene where Celia goes in, Madison goes in, and then Madison slinks out backwards, shuts the gate, locks her in. Celia has this moment where, she's, even the showrunner confirms, she's scared for just a split second, and then she regains her composure again because she realizes, whoop-de-whoop, these people aren't dead, and, you get what I mean. Now, here's the thing, what I'm saying with Madison, she does the Bond villain where she just, leaves, not watching, not making sure that the villain is going to die, because if this compound didn't burn down and she was able to get out somehow, maybe there's a trap door or an exit they don't know about, I don't know. I feel like they had such an epic moment, and if they would have just had the walkers coming for Celia staring down, going from scared to confident while staring Madison down, maybe, looking right through her, burning glare right into her soul type thing, and Madison's kind of like a little shook in the moment. Not shook as in scared, but you know what I mean? Because she's looking at a woman who's right now accepting what's happening to her, and we don't even need to see the zombies rip Celia apart. Just show them just getting to her, maybe have some screams or some pain or some sound effects, have Madison look away just slightly, and then, okay, she's definitely gonna die at this point, then have Madison walk away. I feel like that would have been such a more impactful scene, because now I feel like, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, I feel like Celia's not dead. Like, Celia's going to show up somewhere. I feel like that for Daniel, too, but I think it's been confirmed Daniel's still alive. But anyway, what I'm saying with Celia is I feel like the reason they didn't show her dying is because she's going to come back somehow. She's not really dead. And I really wish they would have just had her and Madison have that moment, and Celia die, even off camera, but Madison's on camera. We don't need the gore, but I just feel like they missed out on that. Now with Celia, she had a couple awesome lines of dialogue. My favorite is when she was telling Nick that this is the end of death, and I think that sums up her belief perfectly in one sentence. She goes on to say, this is the beginning of immortality or something like that, and I love that. I think it was probably one of the best quotes in this series to date. Now let's talk about the damn Daniel. I don't know about the ghost shit. It was kind of meh in my opinion. I do like him starting to break because of his past, and I do like how the flashback from the previous episode was actually reversed. It wasn't him about to kill a child, strangling a child. It was him as a child. That scene, and it felt like the spirit of his wife, or the hallucination of the spirit of his wife, wanted him to burn it down as a way to free her spirit, free their spirits, and not just have Daniel die in that moment, but it felt like it was vague to the point where she was saying, do this, burn us down, burn your demons down, free these demons that are latching onto you, dragging you down, free us in a way, and then you'll be free. That's how I took it. And the showrunner went on to confirm that, no, we're not going to see Daniel in Season 2, but he will make a return in Season 3, so that kind of just deflates any theories on whether or not he's going to be dead. Unless, of course, he was saying something different and they worded it wrong in the article. But I read it twice, and it definitely looks like he's saying, yeah, he's coming back in Season 3, but we're not going to get him in Season 2. He could be misleading us there to shock us for Season 2. I don't know. One thing I thought was surprising surprising is how the compound burned down. I didn't think they would get rid of the compound this quick. I felt like the compound was going to be there, but they would have to run off, and it would always be an option. But it burned down, similar to the barn. What was it? The barn burning down. They had to flee the farm. But anyway, we get this fire theme in the Walking Dead universe, And if you notice how the beginning of this season started with Strand's house burning down, and then, or the world burning around them, let's say, and then right here now at the compound, we have essentially their small world burning down around them, which is cool. I hear people saying, oh, this is neat because it starts with burning, ends with burning, and I think it's cool for the moment because it does, because this is the mid-season finale. But after this, it's not really start with burning, end with burning, because again, this is only episode 7 out of season 2. So as much as I appreciate that, I can't really run with that because, again, this is only the episode 7. It's not the end of anything. It's only the end for us because we're taking a break, and that's simply it. But it's still cool that they did that as far as symbolism for these characters and show new growth. Every time they got to flee a place that's burning down, they got to rebuild not only around them, not only a building or whatever, but themselves inside as characters in order to survive in this new world. I am very much excited for what's to come. I'm probably more excited now than I have ever been because I really, really want to see them on the road, struggling, surviving, adapting, transforming. I want to see this. Anyway, now it's your turn. What did you think about the last episode of Fear the Walking Dead, and how excited are you for the return? I got a lot more videos coming up, including Game of Thrones, Preacher, Outcast spoiler video, prediction for Fear the Walking Dead, and so much more. Also, death predictions for The Walking Dead Season 7. Put your thoughts and opinions about this episode down in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.